Hello, what I've got for you in this video here are 5 of the hardest doors in Umihara Kawase Shun, the Steam edition. What I'll do and the structure of the video is I'll go through each of the 5 videos first, a successful attempt, and then I'll stop and do some commentary over the top to point out some of the key features that I was paying attention to when I was attempting them. That'll hopefully make it a bit easier for you to attempt and succeed at as well. So enjoy. Alright, so here's the commentary version. So this right at the start, if you throw an upright, start moving and then jump, you start moving and jump maybe about the line or so, you can just skip this whole section. Oh. Yeah, in one, you throw up and then swing out to the right. And then the meat and potatoes of this one here is really getting yourself up and under here. You want to attach your lure right to the top here. I'll do that by creating a bit of tension, bouncing up and down, releasing on the way up so that I can throw it again. I'll try to get myself stable, create an up and down swing, a bit close to the spikes, but that's okay. Just spend a bit of time making sure we're not swinging back and forth. Yeah. So now we're up and down going straight. The plan here is to create a huge amount of tension. We want to be banging our head on the roof and then the bottom of our feet about in line with this line. Going a bit too far, I'm trying to pull it in a bit. Alright. Here. So still a little more extended than I normally would be for this. But here, once we get to the bottom, you start holding left, keep holding, you let go, and then as you start your descent, pull in. So if I go back, this one here is my reel in button. Left at the bottom, reel in, and you can just kind of fang yourself over the top like that. Most important thing is, in line with this, getting yourself to the right height here before you pushing out left when you're at the bottom. And then when you have the most amount of tension, that's about here, I'm starting to pull it. I'm just pulling, not holding anything else. And you'll get pretty close to the spikes, but if you're not hitting the ground itself, you'll be fine. Release, and I'm holding right. Pretty close. I've definitely done the same approach and had a stronger swing, but hey, there you are. You'll probably need to do that, I think, 2-3 times to get to all the places you need. So, an important one. Field 42, one of the longer ones, one of the harder ones, but if we chunk it up, there's a few different setups and things that you can do that really make it a bit easier, but still pretty technical. So for the start, you can kind of just grab these guys, you don't have to worry about it. What I'm doing here is a bit of a skip. If you're like me, it'll take you a bunch of times or a bunch of tries to do this, so this saves a bit of time. When you're about in the middle here, I've got my diagonal uplift. Jump to the end and you can attach yourself here and swing straight across. So, boop, boop. Yeah, I'm about in the middle. I start throwing it. When I get to the end, I jump, it attaches, and then I'm straight over here. This one, just build a little tension, get yourself around the corner. And what I'm aiming for here is my lure to be in about the midpoint of this. It's not the best jump, but yeah, so this is exactly what you want. You want to be at pretty much full release as you're moving up. Then as you're coming down here, start pulling it in, start pulling it in. The goal is to kind of hit your head just at the bottom point here on this side of the corner. And if you do that while you're reeling in, you'll be reeling around the corner and get a huge horizontal boost, which will let you come over here. I've certainly had ones where I'm throwing a left-facing lure or hook or whatever, landing up here, but this works too. Come up here, a little wall climb. So for this bit, look, let's just watch it once, hey? Ooh. So if we take it slow, yeah, right at the end, when I'm just walking off the edge, I throw straight to the left, and then as soon as I'm off the edge, I release. I'm not pressing anything directionally until I throw this lure. Oh my god. Yeah. Off the end. And then it's just about the timing. I did this a number of times, and this is pretty much a 100% thing after you get the timing down. But here, just falling down to in line, or my backpack in line with here. I'm pulling, I release on the way up without bonking my head early, and throw up, and then I'm here. So this next bit is pretty nice compared to the next one. The plan here is to get yourself up here with a fully extended rope. As you start coming down, you pull yourself up and you'll get pulled up and in. You'll hit this corner and you'll be perfectly aligned to just throw your lure straight up. Here we go, up, and there we go. Pull myself into the side, and then it's a straight up. This one's a bit more tricky, but there is a setup. So here I'm just tapping the extend. I don't want to be bouncing too much, that's why I restarted it. And the plan here is, I've gone a little far, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 segments of the rope. You want Kawase's head to be about in line with this 5th to 6th little segment. And then if you do this, I'll put myself back up so I've got the in line with the 5th to 6th. And if you watch here, a left, a right, and then a pull, and I get myself over to here. Yeah, I pull myself up so I'm in line the bottom since I'm bouncing left, right, and pull. And then just need to throw it straight up. This next one, I don't know if there's a particularly good strike for it. It's just a really big swing, but even if you're all the way to the right here, you can get a swing and grab onto this one here with your lure still attached, and that's what I'm going to aim for now. Big swings. There we go. I pull it until I get myself over to here. Kill this guy, because even if you're standing here on the right of the slippery block, can kill you, so just worthwhile dealing with this person. Here, if you just walk off the edge, sometimes you can fall off because you get caught by the ice, so it's good to put a lure down here on the ground. When you walk off, that'll put you into the corner. Yep. For this one here, you can jump straight up from this corner of a horizontal lure here and pull yourself up. Whilst this is a slope here, it pretty much acts as a straight wall. I don't do this perfectly in this run, but you throw it up, throw your lure out left here and pull. You can swing yourself here, hit this wall and throw straight up, and you'll get your lure attached about here. See, so what I did here was wrong. Yeah, I start pulling myself in, but I pulled myself too far, and so I'm starting to pull myself backwards. So what happens here is my lure's a bit further over than I might like in an ideal world, but that's okay. Back to normal speed. Here's just really about a good swing. This block over here is super annoying. So what you want is a nice, really well-rounded swing into this so that your energy gets sent back out, and ideally leftish. So here, not like that. No. Trying again, get a good swing. And that looks, yeah, okay, good. That was, I wasn't sure when I ended up throwing it. So what I was looking for and found here was a pool, and I got a bounce down, and I was bouncing up while I'm reeling towards the area I'm looking for. I've released, and you really need to be moving up with this. If you get it a lot closer, you've got more room to deal with, and you can actually get a nice swing from here. That'll put you up nicely into this position, but fine. Then straight up, and then this one's not too bad. It's just a strong swing to the left. Yeah. So here, to get around the corner, you can do one of two things. You can swing here and then launch yourself up. You won't get up to the door, I don't expect, but potentially over to here, but I failed this a few times, so I was taking my time. I like to get myself straight, pause, get myself a bit of tension, bouncing up and down. As I start bouncing up, I release to capture the lure here-ish. Create some tension, and there we go. So here, I'm just trying to create some upwards momentum. For these bits here, when I'm on the wall, you can actually release the lure, jump, and then throw an upright lure as well to attach yourself here. I was a bit scared at this point, so I'm just waiting for a much better one like that. Yep. I will wait until I cut because I stuff up the ending. Here we go. I stuff it up. Oop. We start here. Get yourself into the corner, jump, and then an upright throw. That gets the lure as high as you can on the wall. And then it's just slow and steady. What you really just need to remember is, if in doubt, it looks like you've released the lure and you're not going where you want to do, you can always jump off the slopes to stall a little, and an upright diagonal throw will attach yourself to the wall and you'll be okay. Yeah, I'm just slowly making my way up, trying to create a little left to right movement so that I'm down here and I'm pulling myself up along in this direction. Like that, and there's the example. I was on the thing, I jump up, and that gives me a lot more height, so my lure attaches higher to the roof. Unfortunately, here I was actually on the wall, but on the ground where the door is. I slipped off, but now I've got a bunch of tension because I was pulling it that whole time. Here I could have released. I thought I was still on the wall, on the slanted bit here. So I pull myself in. I'm still pulling myself in though, and that pull down here creates a bunch of tension. So this is going to give me a launch up to the right. And there we are. It's a tricky level, but you know, once you get to this point a few times, or hopefully only the once, that'd be great. Now you're home free. For Field 49, I don't actually have a particularly great video of me succeeding, but I do think there's enough here to comment on about how to approach the swings that would set you up nicely for the pretty precise throws. So here, just to get yourself to the left-hand side, a nice swing up to the left. You want to get on top here, ideally before the monster starts spawning. So it's from here is really the important stuff. Get as far left as you can. Here I'm really looking for the left part of the lure here to be sticking out the left side, as left as possible. So I released it, so I've got it completely lengthened as long as possible lure. I just go straight away. Okay. Slow that down so I'm out left as soon as I'm falling off the edge. I'm pulling myself in to the right. I want to lengthen it. What we're aiming for here is a really pretty swing like this, not any jerky motions. And so you release to get to here, and then once I'm at this kind of angle here to the right side here, I start pulling, and I don't press anything else. And pretty much right underneath, and it's just timing it. Here wasn't the best example. I started pulling. Nope. Cool. So I start pulling a little too early. If I start pulling a bit closer in under this point, I'll actually get a nicer round swing that'll have me pretty much, if I release here, going up vertically right underneath here. So you see, because I was pulling a bit early, I'm actually coming up to the right-hand side. I've shortened my lure too much. But I make it work. I'm like, oh crap, I'm not aligned. I'm starting to move to the left. Try here. This next one's much the same. It's ultimately creating a really smooth arc, and then once you're out here in a fully extended line, start coming down, and once you've got like that's 0 degrees, you're looking at maybe a 30 degree, same kind of thing as here, from here to here. You start pulling in, and you should get a nice smooth upwards angle that takes you right underneath here. So here I'm like, oh, I actually have a really nice swing planned. Go back to start. This is more like it. I've got a fully extended thing. I've got a nice swing that's not jittery or jumpy. It's smooth. And then this kind of angle here, I'm pulling myself up. And because I'm doing that, I hit here and give myself a bit of time for the lure to return to me so that I can throw this up. And this one, oh my god. Just trying to get a nice upwards swing. That's the most important part. Otherwise, you're not going to have enough time for your lure to return to you before you're due to start throwing it up here. And then really the main thing here is just watch out for this guy. Don't do anything unless he's up like inside this area or walking on the top. He's starting to do stuff now. He's about to come. You might bonk him. And you have to go through all the pain of getting these two backpack lures again. I'm just chilling. I'm chilling. Okay, let's start thinking about moving. Oh, not this time. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Here we go. And so here I just create a bit of tension. So I'm waiting for myself to get straight. This guy's about to get out of the way, create some tension. Let me throw it out this way. And likewise here, he's up here. So I'm starting to move when he's going up. Perfect. Now for the love of whatever deity you do or don't decide to follow, don't do what I do here. Wait for the shell to come up and capture it. Don't try and jump over it, you muppet. Field 57 is probably one of the most technical, if only because you need to have good control of your swings because you're on a timer. What I can do and hopefully show is a few approaches to get past the first couple, which you're almost on your own a little bit, but hey, let's just take a look. So I come up here, I'm waiting for this to pop out. Yep. So I'm moving to the right and I'm waiting for it to come out a little bit before I start. And then I release so I can get myself further to the right here. My aim here with that momentum, because see, I'm moving to the right and up, I release, and an upwards throw. As I'm falling, I don't want to throw it too quickly because I want a bit of tension. I move to the left, with my aim being to flick myself against this wall so I can throw it directly up. So here, just creating a nice swing, ready to start pulling, hit the wall. Here we go. So I'm fully extended here, and because I landed against the wall, I'm swinging perfectly up and down, which is fantastic. When I'm at the bottom of my swing, I start moving to the right, which will let me attach to the bottom of this one. Last here, it's really a lot of the same. The aim is to attach yourself to the bottom. If I attached here to the side, as it starts moving up, my lure will detach. It gets pinched against the side here. So that's the same for all of these. You really want to be attaching to the bottom. If you do attach to the side, swing yourself under and throw it up so that you're at the bottom. And here, I really just want to do one quick swing back and forth. Importantly here, I suppose, is I was here and I hit the top. So I made sure I went underneath before I threw it. Forwards, back. Make sure I hit the bottom. Forwards, back. And again, I realized I went a little bit too early. So I waited until I hit my head here. In an ideal world, I'm a bit further over. Yeah, right. And this one, you want to create a big one. So I extend it so that I can pull up and here. Now, all through this earlier section, it's really important that you don't actually create too much in the way of horizontal movement, because if you start moving quickly to the side as you detach and swing, say, from this one to here, you're actually moving too fast for the lure to return back to you, and you won't have a chance to throw it again. You might catch your lure over here, and then you're effectively done for. This bit here, just a nice little swing back and forth with as long as you've got a bit of an upward trajectory or momentum as it appears, that's great. I try to create a bit of a bounce. Yeah, another way you can do is wait till it gets to a bit closer to the top. Start to the right and swing to the left. As long as you're detaching your lure before it goes into the ceiling, that's all. Now for these upwards, downwards, whatever fast-moving poles, the important thing to note is between these two here, you can stand there and you're perfectly safe. So that's where I move. Now here, my plan, and there's a couple of ways to approach this, but I found this to be by far the easiest. You can do similar rocket jumps from further over, but here's a really good spot. I'm standing in the middle. I want my lure to attach to the leftmost point of the right pillar. Yep, I can see it's like sticking out to the left here a little bit. It's pretty close to the edge. I'm pretty happy. Okay, there it is. So what I'm waiting for here is for the pillar to appear past here. Then I'm starting to move right. Move to the right. Making sure I run right all the way to the point where it's starting to pull me back. So it's got that tension. I jump, I release, hold left, and here we are. The last thing, and I failed this ending a number of times while I was figuring this out, is the jump timing here is really important. So I'm just going to play it at slow speed, but for the first one, you want to be like 80% of the way, and I'll show you where I jump. It happens really quickly, but here, like at the highest point of this low tree, starting to jump. I'm holding left the whole time, don't let go of left. Jump, and for this one, super early, I'm looking at this line here. I want to jump there. And it's really important that you jump early here. If you jump later, you'll have so much momentum that you won't be able to turn around and you'll just slip off and fall down. I'm lining myself up here best I can, frame by frame. There, it might be a little later than I'd like. And holding right for dear life so I don't slip off the end. And I still almost slip off. So that's why it's important to make sure you're following that timing. Line yourself up with this. Right, this is the final of the hardest levels. There's a few things that you can watch out for here to make it a bit easier for yourself, which hopefully I'll show off here. Starters, you don't always make this jump. There's a point. We go further back, thanks. Oh, this is my failed attempt, that's probably why. There's like a hidden nub. I'm actually running off the edge here. Essentially, you want to jump it about here. Aim to hit a lure here. Cool. Little rocket to the right. You buffer your input here, up to the left. Get yourself over. You want to attach to this one and have your hook or your lure be brought to this point here. Get ourselves over. Yeah, really just about creating a nice swing up and in. But the important thing that I found to focus on is I'm pulling. I normally would release a little earlier than this, but I'm getting past the edge of the corner before I start releasing. Helps pull me up just that little bit further so that I can attach myself here. Here, line yourself up here with this blue one, throw diagonally up to the left, start moving left and jump. It'll attach itself to a nice high point. You want to jump up over here so that it all too quickly. Let's just normally I'd land here and jump. I guess I'd a bit shorter than it might normally be. Here, I jump up to the left, pull myself up. And my aim is to pull myself up in this kind of direction, because if you hold it for too long, it'll pull you over here onto the spikes. Throw it up. What we're aiming for is to get up into this top left corner, and as long as the lure is attached to the right of here, sweet for the next trick. So I try and get up and over here. It's a little to the right, it's pretty close, but I'm going to fix my head down here because what I'm aiming for is to create, I want to be still at this point so that I can create some tension bouncing straight up and down with no movement. Waiting for it. Some tension. And I'm just bouncing up and down. Now what I'm looking for is I'm looking up here in the top right of the screen. When this elevator appears and I can see the background, you know, this little box here, that's when I'm going to start my next set of inputs. So I'm waiting, oh, here it is. I get to the bottom of when that's at, you know, the tension's at its max. I start moving to the right. I pull. I let go of directions. I'm starting to, oh god, starting to reel in. Let's wait. Here it is. So I'm going to, at the bottom, start holding right. And I might just slow it down. Yeah, I'm no longer holding directions. I reel in. I want to get up and over here. So I'm going to reel and then start loosening myself, the line. And then I don't want us to touch anything until we're down here, below this one, and that'll create a swing up to the right. And the reason I waited for that timing is, here I've grabbed on here, but if I started pulling when I was a bit further here, you can swing up and onto this area and you won't be able to stop, and this block will be in the right place so it can stop you. Oh, far out, I just get straight into it, hey? That was really close, I wouldn't normally recommend that timing. So let's start again. I've just climbed up, jump up and move to the right, and I start throwing diagonally to the right. Now, I would normally wait until this is below this line to start this process, but I've done it a bit early. I just get away with it, so not the best example, but the tech here is probably the most important part. So I'm moving to the right. I'm near the top of my jump, and this is my diagonal up right button. I start throwing, still moving to the right, and when I land, as soon as I land, I want to jump. And what that'll do is, because I started throwing my lure here, up to the right, By jumping it, I extend the point to which it can attach, and it kind of moves up, 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 and attaches itself to a higher point on the wall. Yeah, I've attached it all the way up here. Just do that again quickly. Yeah. Hit the ground, and I'm jumping. Because of that, the lure keeps going up to the right and will actually attach to the wall. If I just jumped here and didn't start moving right, the lure would get to about here and then start retracting. As soon as that attaches, I'm holding on to the reel in button, then up to the left. Now, I get this pretty much every time after a little bit of practice, but I'll attach it to here. It looks like it's only just, and it is only just, but this is a consistent method. As long as you're doing that extra jump to attach the lure pretty high up to the right, you can get this every time. Right, I loosen the lure. I want to just be here, standing here, and I'm waiting for this to come down. I am pulling it a little bit. I'm waiting until this is in line with my head. If I start pulling it too early and creating that tension in the line, and get pulled into here and get squished, so that's why I'm waiting. So I've created a bit of tension, so now when this starts getting down past me, I'm going to move to the left to jump up. And I've got that tension in the rope already, so that I can swing up. And then throw up to the left. Oh, I even do an extra bounce to try and get higher on the wall. Like that. So if I've attached like here to about the middle, what I'd normally do is fully extend my lure and be walking on the ground, ready to do much the same thing. Jump up to the left, pull myself up and get it to a higher point. But because I did attach my lure in that one motion pretty high, I'm going to see I'm creating some tension so that my head's at about this line. I don't want to touch it. I want this thing to pull me down, and this is creating some really strong tension here without snapping the rope. I'm now holding right, waiting for it to go past. I'm holding right, I'm holding right. Oh, and as soon as I'm out, holding in reel, throw it, and I can get myself straight up and in. All right, for this next part, the aim is to wait till it's here and hold right. This is as far as I can go without getting squished. I throw a lure up, directly up, and then I'm waiting for the top of this to approach the top here. I go a bit early, that's cool, I guess. I jump up into the corner, pull myself, which will create a little swing to get myself around the corner. Up to the left, which will see me come back down here, and then I can use that momentum to get up here to pull myself up with plenty of time. Here up to the left, pull, diagonal, and pull using the momentum from the corner here, much like field 42 to get that really big horizontal jump. In here, and then as I'm pulling, it'll launch me up this way. Let's go normal speed for a bit. I don't do this terribly well, but pull yourself up, throw one straight up and get up here. The next thing here, okay, so coming down here, there's some spikes, that's pretty scary, we don't want to go down there. And we want to get up and over here. So what I want to do here is get myself as far left as possible so that an up left diagonal throw will attach to this corner. What I do is I throw this up here, so if I fall off the edge, I'm fine. I'm just kind of moving myself slowly, checking where it attached. I'm like, it's not as far over as it could be. I'm going to move a little bit further. Throw this up, move left a little. That's pretty good. Now, my aim is to create as little bounce as possible and extend Kawase's body down past this corner so that she'll pull up on it. Oh, I've gone too far, back down. Too far, back down. Come on. Grab it, please. Like that. So cool, I'm here. Now we're just going to pull, press up, stand. Don't have to do anything, it'll just be standing here. Next, I'm going to throw a diagonal up left. I use the shoulder button and jump. It'll attach and give me the option now to start coming up here. I almost died. Oops. Time it so you don't hit the fish. Kill the fish, and we're going to do a double rocket jump over to the right. I like to aim to the right-hand side of this ladder. The right, get pulled to the left. Again here. Get pulled to the left, get pulled to the right, and jump it. Make it with ease. Here, we're going to get ourselves up and over here and do a rocket jump. That saves us needing to ascend this thing over here. I failed. And this is actually a really tight jump. So getting here with lots of time left is great, but the best part about it is from here on out, you're effectively safe. We try it over and over. So now what I'm trying to do is line up this part. There we are, in line with this line. Play this slow. Not good enough. What's this successful attempt? So I'm lining it up. I'm not quite there. I move to the right a bit. It's good. Straight down. Now the important one here is because you don't have much space to the right to perform this. It's really important. You come to the right, and I'm still holding on to the lure. I want the lure to be pulling me to the left. And I'm releasing just before I hit the ground. You start and you land on this slope, you won't jump high enough, or you won't jump at all. So you really need to be hitting this, coming down into the ground with speed so that you can jump here at this corner. Now, I messed up here. Once you're attached to this ledge, you should just press up. Then you'll stand on the ledge like we did a bit further down below. Here I'm holding left. Yeah, stupid. Oh crap. The idea is you want to stand here, then you can jump and throw a lure straight up. And manage to react quickly and get it up as well. So, right, next we just want to create a bit of tension to get ourselves up and over the corner. And we've got one final jump to the end. There's a setup here that makes it a bit simpler. So once you're in this spot, you throw it straight down. Yeah, what I'm doing is unspooling my line as much as possible. Yeah. Now here, I'm just going to walk off. And then when my head falls about here, again, I'm not touching anything. Maybe best I just go back and we go through that slowly. We are unspooling. Let's start moving to the right. I'm off the edge. I'm not pressing anything anymore. I'm waiting. I'm here. My head's now at this point. I start reeling in. I'm not doing anything. I'm just reeling. And you get this really great angle up here to the left. Now I stuff up. I jump way too early. I've got so much space left. And to secure the victory, all I need to do is jump closer to the end. And I've just missed the point where I can actually grab onto it. Full speed. I've jumped too late. Okay. But if you jump a bit later, that's it. So what I show in the video here is really just how to get back if you do something stupid like that. Want a bit of tension here. Oop. Just cut something out. But full screened and showed my desktop. But essentially, after you've swung back over here, you're in position again to do the rocket jump, lining your shoe up here again. Get back here and try it again. This time, hopefully not doing something stupid like I did, and jumping and succeeding. With those tricks, this level becomes a lot more manageable, so hopefully that helps.